Hello guys, so welcome sa aking electronics lecture series. Okay, ang objectives ng lecture series ko na to ay unang-una sa ECE students. So sa mga wala pang electronic subjects, pwede itong maging advanced study. Para naman sa mga ECE students na currently naka-enroll ng mga electronic subjects, pwede itong maging reference or reviewer. And then para naman sa non-ECE students, pwedeng junior high school, senior high school, or college student na merong electronic subjects, pwede rin itong maging reference and reviewer. Okay, so simulan na natin. So dito sa lecture series, nilagyan ko ng mga season tsaka episode. So parang nanonood lang kayo ng series sa Netflix. Kung nakakatapos kayo ng maraming season, maraming episode sa Netflix, so panigurado, kayang-kaya nyong matapos yung gagawin kong lecture series. Okay? So, ang Season 1, Episode 1 natin is about introduction. Okay, as introduction, we will define the following terms: electronics, electronic components, and electronics devices or systems. Okay, pag sinabi nating electronics, this is from the root word electron. And ang sinasabing electron, mababalikan natin or ire-recall ninyo yung tinatawag nating atom. So ang atom, meron niyang nucleus. Okay, sa nucleus, meron niyang neutron and proton. And then surrounding the nucleus, yan, ginagamit yung tinatawag na orbit or shell, nandun yung mga electrons. So electrons is a particle of an atom. So, doon nang galing yung salitang electronics sa electron. Okay? And then, meron tayong tinatawag na electronics components. So, gaya na nakikita nyo sa image, ito yung mga electronics components na may encounter natin kung nandito tayo sa field na to. And then, pag sinabi naman nating electronics devices or systems, ito na yung pinagsama-samang electronic components para makabuo ng mga gadgets or appliances katulad ng nakikita nyo sa image na to. By definition, so ang source natin dito is from google.com. Electronics is the branch of science that deals with the study of flow and control of electrons or electricity, and the study of their behavior and effects in vacuums, gases, and semiconductors, and with devices using such electrons. Okay, so yan yung definition from google.com. And then from RA 9292 naman, so bilang mga nasa electronics field, ito pala yung ano natin, itinatawag na Electronics Engineering Law of 2004. Yun yung RA 9292. So from RA 9292, the definition of electronics is, it is the science dealing with the development and application of devices and systems involving the flow of electrons or other carriers of electric charge in a vacuum, in gaseous media, in plasma, in semiconductors, in solid state, and or in similar devices, including but not limited to applications involving optical, electromagnetic, and other energy forms when transduced or converted into electronic signal. So yan naman ang definition natin from RA 9292, which is again the Electronics Engineering Law of 2004. So ang next naman natin yung main applications ng electronics. Unang-una yung switch. Okay, so from the simple circuit, meron tayong power source. Okay, so this is battery. Meron tayong protection device. So this is fuse. Meron tayong load device. In this case, lamp. And then nandito yung control device natin or switch. Again, di ba, by definition, electronics is the study how to control the flow of electrons. So ito na yon, switching. So from the simple circuit, okay, to this digital electronic circuit. So, ang trabaho ng electronics is mag-switch or to control the flow of electrons. Another main application of electronics is amplification or amplifier. So from this illustration, meron tayong small signal to a larger signal. Okay, up to the amplification of the signal of our cell phone signal or internet signal. Electronics evolution. So nagkaroon tayo ng two era in electronics. So yung old era, ito yung gumagamit pa ng vacuum tubes or mga gas-filled tube. So tinatawag natin yang gas state devices. And now, yung kasalukuyang era ng electronics, ito na yung solid state devices. So sa gas state devices, yung packaging ng mga electronic devices, naka-glass. So ito yung mga naka-glass. Wherein kapag nahulog yan, basag yan, so ano na yan? Dispose na yung device na yan. Sa kasalukuyan naman, yung mga solid state devices, naka-packaging ng ceramic. So ito kapag nahulog, hindi agad-agad masisira yan. So ito yung mga naka-solid state devices. Okay, so i-compare natin yung gas state devices and solid state devices. Okay, first comparison kung kailan sila na-introduce. So yung gas state devices na-introduce yan around 1900. While yung solid state devices na-introduce around 1940s. Then ang mga scientists involved sa gas state devices, ang nagsimula niyan sila Thomas Edison and si John Fleming. While sa solid state devices naman, ang nagsimula niyan si William Shockley at si Jack Kilby nung pumasok na yung tinatawag na integrated circuit. Okay, in terms of size, in terms of physical size, ang mga gas state devices, medyo malaki yan, bulky ang description. While ang mga semiconductor or solid state devices is small in physical size. Kaya ang advantage nitong mga solid state devices, mas napapaliit yung mga electronic system, di ba? Sabi nga nung sinaunang panahon, ang computer CPU or yung central processing unit, kino-cover niya ay isang floor. Okay, kung may building tayong reference, isang floor doon, CPU lang ng isang computer. Dahil nga ang ginagamit yung mga vacuum tube or gas state devices. Wherein, yung mga computer ngayon, pwede nang nasa palad natin through cellphone or through tablet dahil yan sa solid state devices characteristic na small. Next is heavy. Yung gas state devices, heavy yung weight niya. Unlike ang mga solid state devices, lightweight. So magagaang. Okay? And then, in terms of power consumption, gas state devices consume large power, wherein solid state devices consume less power. Okay, gas state devices overheat quickly, and while solid state devices do not overheat. Okay, kaya nga, sabi nga din, noong unang panahon, yung mga computers, pinapalitan agad, makalipas lang yung ilang weeks or ilang months, palit na yung mga vacuum tube doon sa CPU ng computer kasi nga ito yung isa sa problema, overheat quickly. Ang solid state devices naman, basta hindi na over voltage supply, hindi naman mag-overheat yan. And then lastly, ang gas state devices fragile. Kasi nga, di ba, kung makita nyo yung structure niya, naka-glass covering. Unlike ang solid state devices, kinukonsider na reliable dahil naka-packaging siya ng ceramic, so kahit mahulog yan, hindi agad-agad masisira or mababasag, unlike sa gas state devices. Next is semiconductor devices. So commonly itong semiconductor devices, dinidiscuss yan gamit itong mga terminologies na to. So meron tayong 2-layer devices, 3-layer devices, 4-layer devices, and the integrated circuit. Okay? Sa 2-layer device, ang pag-aaralan natin dyan is itong device na to. So, ito yung tinatawag na diode. Okay? So, diode. Okay, ito yung schematic symbol niya. Meron siyang terminals na tinatawag. Anode side, which is kung makikita nyo, ito yung positive terminal. And then, meron tayong cathode. Ito naman yung negative terminal. Okay, ito namang drawing na to sa baba, ito yung physical appearance niya. Okay? Next is the 3-layer device. So, ito naman yung tinatawag nating transistor. Yan. Pag sinabing transistor, consider 3-layer semiconductor device. So, ito yung kanyang 3 layers na nakikita rito sa drawing. So, meron kang first layer, meron kang second layer, and meron kang third layer. Ito naman, yung katabi niya is schematic symbol na tinatawag. And then, ito naman yung physical appearance ng transistor. So, yan, may tatlong paa or tatlong terminals. Okay, so ito namang sunod, yung 4-layer device. So, ba't tinawag na 4-layer? Dahil meron siyang, ayan, first layer, second layer, third, and fourth layer. So, commonly, itong device na to tinatawag na thyristor. Okay? Yan. So, ito yung schematic diagram niya. Ito yung pinaka-schematic diagram. So, in this figure, wala tayong physical appearance. Pero, normally, ang itsura niyan, okay, kung 3-terminal na thyristor, so, parang kahawig lang din ng transistor yan. So, ito yung kanyang physical appearance. Meron siyang ceramic covering. Ito yon, naka-ceramic covering. And then, meron din niyang 3 terminals. So, dito sa nakikita nyo, 2-terminal device lang to. Pero, available din ang 4-layer device or thyristor sa 3-terminal device. Katulad ng tinatawag nating SCR. Yan. Under yan ng thyristor device. Okay, so last group natin dito sa semiconductor devices, itong IC. Okay, ito yung semiconductor device na tinatawag na integrated circuit. Okay, so IC is integrated circuit. So ito yung physical appearance niya dito sa drawing na to sa lower right. Imagine niyo, itong device na to naglalaman niya ng pwedeng 2, pwedeng 10 na transistor or 10 na diode. Imagine niyo yan. Pwedeng ang umabot ng 1,000, pwedeng umabot ng million, okay, 2 million, 10 million, and so on. So, yan naman ang advanced, okay, na technology or advanced na semiconductor devices packaging. Okay, so hanggang dito na lang muna yung ating introduction in electronics. So, I hope nabigyan ko kayo ng enough definition at ano ba yung typical applications ng electronics and kung ano yung mga posibleng topics na madidiscuss under sa subject natin na electronics. So, this is the end of episode 1, which is about introduction to electronics. Up next natin is episode 2, which is about semiconductor theory. Thank you guys for watching this video lecture. So kung sa palagay nyo may natutunan kayo rito or nakatulong sa inyo itong video lecture para mabigyan kayo ng overview what is electronics, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you!